Betsu no gengo oshite iru furiu suru ni. Watashi tashi no sekatsu no gemu mo sodesu. Shiha honya kusha no kore o sotaru inde imasu. Soshite kore raha watishatishi no sekatsu no gemu desu.
And these are the games of our lives?
Got it. Nailed it. Actually, that's already in there, but yeah, that's what I said. So points for you.
I'm at a loss for words on that one. It sounds like Duolingo's paying off.
It means like pretending to know another language. So are the games of our lives. I'm reading this off of a translator, and these are the games of our lives. Super Mario and Pokemon and all the games that took us to another place and made us want to keep playing all night. These are the games of our lives.
Welcome, everybody, to the Games of Our Lives podcast. My name is Bill, accompanied by Tony, as always. We hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. Tony, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. It's great to always be here. And how are you doing?
Listen, I'm doing great. I've been playing a lot of video games this week, and I'm ready to talk about them. How about you?
I've been doing the same. I'm excited for another great episode.
I'm gonna, pre-show grade. Gonna give it an A-.
That's what you think this episode's gonna be, an A-? I
think it's gonna be a solid A-.
That's fine.
Like borderline A, but
that's
A- minimum.
Wow. And most of the episodes are, so that's really, if it's consistent with that, then
right.
Then I think we're doing okay, honestly.
And the best thing to do to really just get this letter grade going is to start with the news. And this week, there's weirdly a lot of Nintendo specific news. Let's be real, little pull back the curtain here. 95% of the news that we talk about is Nintendo because we are Nintendo fanboys.
Yeah.
It do be like that sometimes.
All the time.
And it do be like that all the time.
All the time. 100% of the time.
100% of the time. On the Nintendo Switch this week, Twitch came to the eShop, so you can now watch your favorite Twitch streamers on the Switch. That's right, Twitch on Switch. You cannot chat, I'm pretty sure, but you can watch. So if that's something you're down for, then it is there for you. It is free. It's pretty solid. Better to have it than not have it at all, I guess.
Yeah, that's neat. I mean, Twitch is Twitch, undeniably humongous in the gaming industry, and to pair with Nintendo and be like, yeah, this is fine. I think that's a good move, right? Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. I don't think it's a bad move at all. You know who did have a bad move, though, this week? YouTube. YouTube had a terrible move this week. They disabled public views of dislikes. So now on YouTube videos, you can still dislike a video, but the only person who can see the total number of like to dislike ratio is the creator themselves. And a lot of people are up in arms about this because really this doesn't help smaller creators at all, but it does help large corporations who want to promote something and they don't want to get mass disliked. So people are seeing it as kind of a scummy move. YouTube obviously just trying to protect its investors. Tony, what are your thoughts?
When you first told me, I thought you're exactly right. But I guess now that I'm thinking about it, because I have a couple videos that are strictly just, I don't want to say trolling videos, but just not what you would expect when you click on them. And or maybe they'd be exactly what you expect when you click on them if you know my sense of humor, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, yeah, okay, I get a lot of dislikes on some of my videos, that's fine. But my question is, did I ask how you're doing already? Yeah, I did. That was the first thing I said when we started. My question is now, is that going to affect that being shown when people search certain things? You know what I mean? If a video has a ton of dislikes, it kind of makes its way to not being shown in searches so much. If that doesn't affect it, I really have no idea where I'm going with any of this, honestly.
I'm not sure where that where it affects the SEO and how it's found on the internet. to be honest with you. I mean, hey, we can try something. If you follow us on YouTube, I want everybody to dislike this episode. And we'll see what happens.
The best episode? The A- episode?
The A- is for the minus is for the dislikes, you see.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Or you can give us a thumbs up. It's all good. You know, we're not gonna force you to do it, but listen, if you want to partake in science, thumbs down is there.
For science.
Yeah, so we'll see where that leads us. Another big piece of news. This news has me sky high. An airline in Japan released a Vulpix airplane.
Yo.
Because everything in Japan is better and more adorable. Of course, they would have a Pokemon-themed airplane that people can ride on. It's got Vulpix on one side, and it's got Alolan Vulpix on the other side. It's adorable. I don't know, you can't see it from inside the plane, so I guess you really just want to watch people fly it, but it's pretty solid. It's pretty cool and adorable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's, I couldn't have said it better myself. They do all cool stuff. That's why we love them so much. Japan, not airplanes. Airplanes are cool, too, but mostly Japan does all cool stuff all the time, and,
True.
It's always a nice surprise to see when they do something cool like this, but it's never like I'm at the point now where I hear it and I'm like, they're so cool. Like, they're just so cool. They always do cool stuff like that.
Tony, if you were going to design a Pokemon airplane, what Pokemon would you put on it?
Ooh. Wow. Probably a flying type, right? That's like...
It's a good start.
Although I can... definitely tip my hat to not putting a flying type on there because it's like, yeah, we could do whatever we want. So Vulpix is adorable.
Just pop a Doug trio.
Thank you for riding Psyduck Airlines, where that little weird ear popping feeling you felt when we took off never went away.
Now you have a headache just like Psyduck.
All right, let me think. Probably the first few that come to my head, and I'll change this in next week's episode when I think about it more thoroughly, probably like Latios or Latias, or both of them, or Rayquaza.
They're kind of airplane shaped, yeah?
Yeah, like the
Latios
Megaforms.
and Latias?
Yeah, yeah. Those are the first ones that come. How about you?
First two came to my head were Lugia and Ho-Oh.
That's fair.
I think that'd be cool, but I mean, let's see what Japan comes out with next. Like, what other vehicles are going to turn into Pokemon? We'll keep an eye out.
Like a Rotom bicycle.
Oh my god, a Rotom bicycle. Like, how about just like Rotom furniture, like actual Rotom refrigerator, Rotom oven? I could see it. Let me rephrase that. It probably already exists.
Probably. We just don't know about it. There's a lot of cool stuff over there that we don't know about.
They keep it hidden from us over in the West, which is probably for the best.
Yeah, that's a nice rhyme, too. You rap?
I'm not a rapper.
That's
fair. But I do spit super hot fire.
Ooh.
Moving on. The rest of the news is basically Pokemon-centric. The next piece of news is there was an interview recently with... the director of consumer marketing at the Pokemon Company, and basically they were asked about games in the future being a little more geared towards adults, considering the average player base is somewhere in like the 25 to 30 age bracket. In fact, the average age of Pokemon Go players is 25.
Interesting. Wow.
And J.C. Smith, Director of Consumer Marketing at Pokemon Company, told Axios Gaming this week, listen, we hear the fans, and I think the creators definitely understand that there's a desire for maybe something, but we try to focus on making the core game accessible to everybody. So it makes me think that maybe down the line, while, Gen 9 will probably still be, kind of like fall in line with the same kind of formula that Pokemon's been for the last 30 years, maybe some like spin-off games will have a little bit more of an adult theme, or even just you don't play as a 10-year-old. But TBD, I suppose.
Yeah, that's like a whole book. I will. I think it's worth JC Chazet or whatever the director of all that stuff.
Former NSYNC superstar JC Chazet now works for consumer marketing in Pokemon.
That person, yes. I think that they. I guess I'll give them a slight tip of the hat because their job is like harder than the president's job, right? Like that person takes a lot of shit like all the time from everybody about their games.
Listen, you have to assume JC Smith is one of the highest paid people working for Pokemon because it's like the commissioner of the NFL, right? Everybody hates the commissioner because they're the public face and they take the heat. But I mean, if this guy's the face of Pokemon right now, he's gonna take the heat, and you gotta respect the cajones on someone like that because it's all heat.
Yeah, it's mostly all heat, but I will say in his defense that this is a whole episode's worth of content, so if I could break it down in like 2 sentences, I will say I think they really do try to balance it as best as they can because they want to bring in younger players, and Sword and Shield is that's coming up soon, that episode. I'm getting too antsy now. Every episode I feel like Sword and Shield is getting bashed a little bit. If you want.
Okay. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, but although I'm not a huge fan of that game, I think by the end of it, when you could start battling competitively, I think they made the stat changes, the EV and the IV training and all that stuff, all everything that you need to battle competitively. I think they made it pretty accessible and pretty easy to do. So I think that's kind of where it's geared towards adults. Don't get me wrong, we love a good story and we want every part of the game to be amazing, but for trying to get everybody to fit into that kind of game, I think maybe they just want people who are 25 to 30 years old to battle each other and learn how to actually get good, because it's such a deep and complex battle system, VGC. I think it's so well done and so difficult, and you gotta be really, really smart, and I get my ass kicked constantly on Pokemon Showdown or when I go online on Sword and Shield and stuff, so it's like, I love it, but I've been playing for like a couple of years now, and I'm still not that good, so I think there is a lot of skill involved if you're willing to take it there, but, you do want a good story too, but I think I think he's being honest, and they are trying to give a good balance for everybody of all ages.
Oh, for sure, and I mean, it's rare that even at the end of the day, when people cry and moan about X, Y, or Z Pokemon games, there's an equal, if not greater, number of people who thoroughly enjoy those games. Pokemon Company, for all the ish that people give them, they're doing something right, and it's most things right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, we give them a lot of heat, and that's only because we want what we think is the best, but we could get deeper into it because there are things that I think they're cutting corners on, but that's a different time. But they are somewhat trying, and they always seem to end up doing a pretty good job at the end of the day, all things considered.
I can tell you one thing Pokemon has been cutting corners on, and that's protecting the games, because Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl leaked online. So there are people playing the game already. Fantastic stuff. And from what we can tell, they are basically a 1-for-1 remake of Diamond and Pearl, not Platinum. And I'm going to soapbox for a second here, if I may.
Please.
There's a lot of people on the internet right now who are mad that this is not a Pokemon Platinum remake, and instead it is a Diamond and Pearl remake, and very many emotions are being shared online, basically saying, how come all of the things that were implemented in Platinum are not in Diamond and Pearl? And to that I say, if it's a 1-to-1 faithful recreation, then don't get mad at it for not being Platinum. Judge it based on how it is compared to Diamond and Pearl specifically. Even if, yes, there are some quality of life changes that were improved with Platinum, judge it based. They said it's a remake of Diamond and Pearl. Treat it like a remake of Diamond and Pearl. Don't treat it like a remake of Platinum. I will be taking questions.
What's your favorite food?
It is probably pizza.
What's your favorite color?
It's probably green.
Do you like movies?
Sometimes.
Do you have a favorite?
Step Brothers.
Have you ever played Wario Land, any of them for Game Boy Advance?
Wario Land 2 was one of my favorite Game Boy Color games, period.
Did you like it?
Loved it.
No further questions.
Thoughts on the Diamond and Pearl leaks?
I guess I do have more questions. How did that happen?
Somebody got into the source file, I believe, and because it's not actually the Pokemon company who's making this game is actually outsourced. The security's not as good. Sorry. The games are not as good.
Well,
I think the games are going to be fine, personally.
Let me start pulling the old whatever thing you have to pull to get a lawnmower started. And by lawnmower, I mean the old hand to get the old finger wagging. Because when a company makes so much money and they decide to outsource their game, they should probably do their homework in hope that they're outsourcing it to a company that won't let something like this happen, right? I mean,
you would think so.
You would think so. That's all I gotta say about that. That is literally, this is a main series Pokemon game. It is, right now it's a week before it comes out. I seriously can't believe people already have it and are playing it. That is...
I'm actually just jealous.
I'm not really looking forward to them, so I'm not, like, it's neither
I'm actually
here.
pumped about them.
Are you really? I don't even know if I'm going to get them day one. That's blasphemous, right?
I'm going to get it day one, but that's because I have streaming plans with it.
I mean, yeah, for someone that has all the main series games CIB, I feel like I need the double pack as soon as I can get my hands on it, and I look at it and I'm like, I'll get it whenever, like...
That's fair.
I'm not gonna play it, I don't think. This is like a Pokemon main series game that's coming out that I'm just not gonna play the second I get my hands on it. I don't feel like playing Gen 4 right now. It's just not... I'll play it soon, but I'm really not too excited for it, but the fact that they got leaked is just... That's just a whole head shake. That's not good. That's just not good.
I will say Gen 4 is probably the generation I've played the least recently. So for that reason, I'm pretty excited. And I plan on playing like a Nuzlocke of it, so at least it'll be a little interesting.
Wow. You got some guts to do these Nuzlocke runs, I'll tell you that, because that's... I don't know, I've never played Pokemon like that before.
It definitely puts a spin on it, and it's fun. But we got one more piece of news, Tony.
Hit me.
This is a little one. This is for a game that you and I both love and play every day. It's called Pokemon Unite. Just kidding. Neither of us play it. I think I'm speaking for both of us.
Yeah.
But a new Pokemon got announced. Decidueye is going to be coming to the game soon, so keep your eyes peeled. Greedent just came to the game recently. That fat squirrel from Gen 8.
Oh, just big boned.
That fluffy boy from Gen 8.
We'll take it.
But now Decidueye is coming. He didn't get in Smash, so here's the next best thing. Pokemon Unite. You get your little Archer boy. Let's go.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. I think it's... Decidueye is probably my favorite starter from Gen 7, so...
That's cool.
I mean, I didn't care too much for Primarina, and I really don't like Big Fiery Wrestle Cat that much either.
Yeah, I picked Poplio, but if I had to pick now, I think it's Rowlet. I don't really like any of them a ton. Yeah, Rowlet's adorable.
The first form for all three of them are like S tier. I will say, like, Form 1, they all look adorable. They're all cute. But Nintendo's Form 3s over the last few generations have definitely been a little...
poopy.
They've left a little to be desired.
Poopy.
I think the last S tier was probably Greninja.
Why? Yeah, Greninja was great, right?
Greninja was awesome, but before that, it's Torterra.
Um, yeah, but
I knew that one was gonna get a little bit of an eyebrow raise.
well, I thought about just like looking up all the like final evolutions in one picture just so I could like reference them right now and go, oh, okay, well, but honestly, I'm just gonna save that for later for a more Pokemon themed episode. But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
they are doing a pretty bad job with final evolutions of starters.
Absolutely. But we're gonna step away from Pokemon right now.
Aw,
Sorry, this ain't a Pokemon episode.
aw.
This episode's all about Wii Sports, baby. Hey Tony,
Hey.
have you ever played a sport before?
Yeah,
What's your favorite sport?
chess.
Dang, I didn't realize I was among some of the most athletic people on the planet in this little podcast here. So you were a professional chess baller, huh?
I am a professional pizza eater and Mario Party complainer. I am
We'll get to
awful at
that.
chess. Yeah, that's coming. I'm awful at chess, but I think it's the fairest, best game ever invented. I could say that, but yeah, I like sports a lot. I love basketball and I love golf and I love soccer a lot and even football. But sports are kind of getting ruined for me. The behavior that I see and the officiating and the celebrations and the faking fouls and all these different sports and just
I
investing.
hate when somebody fakes a wrist injury in chess. It really takes me out of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you need some extra time, you know.
Listen, you can't fake an injury for a timeout in chess as frequently as the pros do. You know what I'm saying? It really it hurts the sport and it trickles into other sports because they see that it's okay in chess. So now you got soccer players and basketball players and football players trying to turn the game into a chess match. Grabbing their knees and out of breath and stuff. Come on, be better, chess
You're right.
players.
When you're right, dude. Looking at you, Magnus. Just kidding.
Every time. This week we're talking about virtual sports, though. In fact, maybe one of the best-selling sports games in video game history. The one, the only, Wii Sports. Now, Wii Sports is a pretty interesting game because it is a game that was packaged with the Nintendo Wii. So if you bought a Nintendo Wii retail, you also received a copy of Wii Sports as part of the package. And I'm not going to lie, Wii Sports is probably a top 5 most time spent playing game on the Wii in my experience.
I agree. I think I could get on board with that.
Wii Sports, for those who are unaware, was a game that came out for the Wii. It used the motion controls, which was the big selling point for the Nintendo Wii, and it featured 5 sports. It featured stickball, pins with a bowling thing, punching boys, Mario Golf, and Mario Tennis. And to rephrase that, none of those things I said are correct. It just has baseball, bowling, boxing, golf, and tennis. You play as Mii characters, which is another new character to the Nintendo franchise that came out for this. And what you would use is the Wii Remote, which is essentially a motion dongle that you could swing around and do stuff. And I say we just go through game by game and just kind of break down what was fun about them and kind of go through it. Wii Sports, by the way, the 4th highest sold video game of all time.
Wow.
82 million copies.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty incredible. Did have a follow-up in 2009 called Wii Sports Resort, which used the Wii Motion Plus. And there was also a Wii Sports Club, which is another game
For the Wii
that
U.
I'm not even going to lie, I never even knew that Wii Sports Club was a game.
Still on my list to complete my Wii U set. It's like always like a $50, $60 game, and I just don't want to dish out that money to play Wii Sports again. I'm sorry, even if it's enhanced.
Fair enough. I can't fault somebody for that. But the first game let's talk about is boxing.
Ooh, bad choice.
Bad choice. Boxing is probably the game I spent the least amount of time playing. Boxing used there's an attachment for the Wii controller that is called the nunchuck, and it basically was a second attachment that you could use for your motions, and the motion for the nunchuck worked surprisingly well, all things considered. But what you would do is you would basically play a punch-out style game against other Miis in a tournament to the top. What's your experience with punching people in the face in this game, Tony?
Honestly, I think you may be the only person in the universe that thinks the nunchuck worked well, because I think this game was impossible to play, basically. And, yeah, I remember playing this game very little, being excited about it, because I really like boxing a lot. Although, for some reason, when you ask me my favorite sports, I always forget boxing is a sport, but I am a huge fan of boxing. I guess not that big if I don't consider it a sport. But it was just such a letdown for me. You know, like, it just didn't, you know, you throw a hook, you get a jab. You throw an uppercut, you get a jab. You throw a jab, nothing happens. You know, it was just very aggravating the whole time. And, yeah, what did you have fun with it?
You know what? I had a little bit of fun with it. I never got to the end or whatever. Each one of these games, by the way, if you reach a certain score over time, you basically hit what's called like pro class, and each time you play, you gain or lose experience points based on how you performed. And when you hit the pro class, you would get like a slight visual change in each sport. You know, whether your outfit was a little different, or like the sports racket or ball that you played with was a slightly different color. Boxing was the only sport I didn't get pro rank in, and one of the reasons for that was the existence of one of the most infamous Mii characters in all of gaming, Matt. Matt is a Mii who really is like a stand-in as like a final boss in just about every Wii Sports game. Including Wii Sports Resort, probably Wii Sports Club. I'm surprised he's not in Smash. He might be. And he was this like bald dude with a goatee, and he was just like the best player in every sport and just wrecked people. And I couldn't get past him. Dude pushed my junk in every single time.
It's hard when the controller doesn't work.
I mean, he was using Wii Motion Plus when we were using the regular Wii controls, so I thought that was unfair.
I actually never had a Plus. What did that do, if you don't mind sharing with everyone?
So the Wii Motion Plus, when it first came out, was a attachment that you can stick to the end of the Wii that would basically more finely tune the motion controls.
Gotcha.
For the Wiimote. However, in later models of the Wii Remote, they were just included with Motion Plus technology inside the remote.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they extended your Wii by about 2.5 inches, the Wii Remote. So you had like an actual sword that you were playing with.
Perfect.
Yeah, beautiful thing. As far as boxing goes, you used two hands, you threw punches, you were able to dodge, throw punches, and move on with your life. Just like we're going to move on to the next sport.
Thank God.
I'm not going to lie, all four of these next four sports are like games that I played a ton of. But let's start with one of the good ones. They're all good. Golf.
Now you're talking.
Golf played very similarly to Mario Golf. It was a classic golfing simulator that you had to swing your Wii remote, and based on how much power you swung with, determined the distance of the ball. But if you swung too hard, your power meter would get all sorts of floppy and weird, and your ball would go off course. Tony, what was your experience with Wii Sports Golf?
And I loved it. I love golf, and I love Mario Golf, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and they kept it the same, just about as Mario Golf, but a different iteration of it, and it was good for trying to enjoy some motion control golf. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Probably my favorite out of all 5 games.
It really was good. What did you unlock for reaching pro level in golf, if you remember?
You got an autograph from Eldrick Taunt Woods.
Wow.
That's true.
That's actually like one of the better things that you could unlock, I think.
Yeah, considering that he would like sign, like hand autograph Tiger Woods, a baseball card or a photograph or something, and then ship it to you like USPS. Even though that's kind of shit, but like he still did that, as opposed to when my Nintendo had all the rewards and you'd get like 5,000 points after spending like $100,000 on games, and they'd give you like a 2-piece pin collection. I'd say it's a pretty good reward.
Yeah, I would say so. That seems pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little jealous that I didn't unlock that.
Yeah, it was like a short window.
Especially it must be tough, especially since the Nintendo Switch didn't have like really good online connectivity, so you really had to get lucky and just hit the ping just right to have it count, I'm guessing.
Oh, the Wii?
Yeah.
Oh, you said Switch. I got confused. I was like,
I'm sorry,
Switch
Wii.
Actually good.
I misspoke.
The Wii was pretty bad at that. I got lucky, honestly. I got lucky, and then I even traded it in for a couple packs of gum, so it was all really a waste of time. Yeah, it was not. I mean, the gum was good, and it's still stuck in my system, but...
Hey, you know what? You won some gum for being pretty good at the closest thing the Wii came to having Mario Golf. So, outside of Mario Golf 64.
I never played that on the Wii. I don't like buying the same game, that I already have. Looking at you, Diamond and Pearl.
Ouch.
Yeah. There you go. My whole mood has changed
though.
from giddy and happy to just like, man, boxing was really bad. But
I'm sure.
But golf was great, and I lied about all that Tiger Woods stuff. I really honestly don't remember what you got for pro status. And to be even just as honest with you, I forgot that you'd even get pro status. It's been that long since I've played Wii Sports, but I still have my original copy, thankfully. I remember when it was like $2 or $3 at the stores, and then at some point it just became like a $25 game, and that's really how much it is now. And I think that's unbelievable, but it is a solid game.
You're not wrong. Next game we're going to talk about is probably the game I played the most, and that's bowling.
Ooh, take it away.
Honestly, I think the bowling game is the most accessible game of all of the 5 games in this package. And it literally, you played a traditional game of bowling. You could have up to 4 players, and it was the game that I feel like the controls, the motion controls were most in alignment with. I feel like if you wanted to put a spin on the ball, it was usually a pretty solid situation with the spin. Rarely did the game betray you in those regards. I've bowled a handful of 300 games in the bowling. When you got pro rank, I think you got like a sparkling bowling ball, or like the ball had like a paint job that had like little sparkles on it.
That's sick.
But it was a fun game, and there was a nice little mini game attached to it where it would be 10 rounds of bowling, and each time you would bowl, there would be another like row of pins added behind the row. So by the end of 10 rounds, you have like 300 pins on a single throw, and the goal is to knock them all down in one single swoosh.
Wow.
But I had a lot of fun with this one. Did you play this one a lot?
Yeah, right when you said the pro sparkling bowling ball, it made me think that I think I did get that at some point. I really enjoyed the bowling a lot. You're spot on with how just true to the player that it was, and it was pretty responsive and on the money, and it didn't seem impossible. I never got a 300 game, but I got pretty close, I remember, and just a little inconsistent, a little complacent, and but I really liked bowling a lot. I thought this was a perfect game to put into this, and I remember being a kid and playing with my family and stuff, and it was just a lot of fun. This is golf and bowling, I think, were definitely the top 2.
They're both so good. Bowling, very simple. And even my grandma played it.
Wow.
She wasn't very good, but she played it. You know what I'm saying? Get good, grandma.
Come on, Graham. It's the 1 and the 3, Graham. Just turn your wrist a little bit.
Flicka the wrist. Speaking of flicking the wrist, there's one game in this package that you could just absolutely cheese to play, and that's tennis.
Oh yeah.
You did not. This was the game where like you could abuse the poor motion controls. Tennis plays very similarly to like Mario Tennis, except for the fact that you actually don't control the actual character moving around. The characters will move around automatically on the court, and it's always a doubles match. You do control in a single player situation. You do control both of the doubles characters simultaneously. But what you could do in the game to cheese it is just kind of flick your wrist, and your guy will just start swinging the racket wildly, and basically will hit the tennis ball 100 times out of 100. Yeah, so this was a fun one until you learned how to cheese it, and then you just got your pro status, got the red racket, and moved on with your life.
Yeah, this game was definitely a miss, I think.
Definitely has like the weakest multiplayer because of how broken the controls were. But it was still fun to include. Like, I did still play this one quite a bit because I did want the pro status. And, like, my sister and I would both play against each other and just, like, we would just sit cheesing the game against each other and have, like, ridiculous matches. Anything else you'd like to add on this Wii Sports tennis shenanigans?
Nah, tennis is a quick one. I think tennis was definitely the worst game, I think. But I don't know. Boxing is pretty bad. Oh,
Boxing's
wow.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
At least tennis is like a little fun. Boxing is like unplayable.
Good point.
Last but not least, this is one that I actually played multiplayer the most. And this is baseball. And the controls very simple. You are either the batter or the pitcher. Everything else is basically done automatically for the most part. My father and I used to play against each other every day after school. I would come home and I'd play him, and we ended up like betting on the games. We put I think we ended up like putting like $5 a game. And honestly, like we never owed each other more than like $15 at any given time. Like my dad was so confident that he would win, and like not for nothing, but there was we went on runs every once in a while, and like I was like down $40 at one point in time. But it like you can sweet spot like the balls. Certain pitches have different sweet spots. Like you can throw all sorts of pitches. You can throw curve balls. You can throw sliders. You can throw knuckleballs. You can throw the old goopy spoopy, if you know what I'm talking about.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Baseball fans know. But it was a lot of fun. There was also like a home run contest mode where you would get like 10 pitches or 15 pitches, and you have to hit as many home runs as you can in a single go. And dang, it was a really fun multiplayer one. It's probably the most balanced multiplayer game that you're truly competing against somebody else. What are your thoughts on the game?
To throw the pitches, did you have to hold a button, like hold A or B and then throw? Is that how it worked? I can't remember. I'm just curious.
I believe you had, depending on what button you held, so you had to flick your wrist to throw the ball.
Okay.
And you could either hold A or B, which is like the trigger button, or a combination of those plus the directional pad.
Ooh.
And you would throw different types of pitches.
That's cool. I forgot about this game, but I remember
liking
it. And wow.
The game had a lot of nuance in the baseball. I ain't gonna lie.
Did it?
Oh, it had a ton of different things, but you could do like a sidearm pitch, you could do overhanded pitches.
That's cool. Wow, I really forget. I remember playing it I think it probably third most behind bowling and golf. I think baseball was. It wasn't. Now, if you get a hit and someone in the field gets it, it's just like an out. Or am I thinking of monkey ball, baseball?
If they catch it midair like a pop fly, they're out. But if it hits the ground, it'll just like automatically say like single, double, triple, depending on how it goes. Like there's no fielding. Like they'll catch the ball and it'll just say like triple, double. You know what I mean?
That's cool. Okay, yeah, I gotta bust this out. I gotta play this, and that's what this week's lie of the week will be. Is that next week I will tell you guys what I thought of Wii Sports Baseball. But aside from that, I do want to say I found it so funny that you're like, yeah, I remember I'd come home from school and my dad and I would play every day after school, and I'm like, oh, that's so like nostalgic, it just like heartwarming and a very nice memory. And you're just like, yeah, we used to bet on the games, and I'm like, oh wow, they'd probably bet like, oh, I don't know, if you beat me now, I'm gonna take you out for an ice cream cone, you know. And you're just like, yeah, we ran it at like $5 a game, you know. I was down like 40 at one point, but I'm just like, oh, you really came home from school and gambled money with dad. All right, like, it took a weird turn, but
listen. The Wii came out in like 2007. I didn't get a hold of one until 2008, so I was an adult at the time.
You had diaper money to throw around.
I got that diaper money, baby. Let's go.
You were throwing it around. You're gambling with dad. At least you're keeping it under one roof, right? You're not on like these like weird websites and all this, you know, fantasy football garbage.
It got real bad. He actually kicked me out. I live in a different state now.
Dude.
I'm kidding. That's a joke, everybody. My father and I have a strong relationship, and he still owes me $15. But who's counting? Not me, that's for sure. So yeah, that's baseball in a nutshell. Really father-son bonding style game, and that's basically all the games in the game.
That's it.
The game did spawn a sequel. We're not going to dive into Wii Sports Resort, which is almost more like a Pilot Wings game than a Wii Sports game. Feels like it. In fact, the Pilot Wings game that came out on the 3DS is based on Wii Sports Resort.
No, I didn't know that. Wow, I don't know anything.
They both take place on Woohoo Island. You know a lot of things. You're really smart, Tony.
No.
Give yourself some credit, my guy.
Appreciate
you. My dude.
Appreciate you.
No, appreciate you. And that's the story of Wii Sports. I mean, I loved it growing up. Really was a household staple. My father, my sister, even my mother got in on the fun when it was bowling time. But it was a fun family game. Really, Nintendo knocked it out of the park with that one.
Yeah, I think they did good for like 60% of it. I think the 3 games that are good are really good and good for a family. And that they tried to. That's exactly what the Wii was meant to do. I do find it a little sad that the Pac-In game is probably the best game on the console, and 2 out of the 5 games are pretty bad to me.
Hold on.
I said it. Yeah, I said it.
Wow.
I tried to sneak it past everyone. I knew that wasn't going to work.
Wii Sports is one of the best games on the Wii console. I mean, you're not wrong.
All right. I put my hands down. I put my hands down.
But there's a few more games that are a little bit better, and I'm sure we'll get to talking about them sooner than later.
I had my arms up in the air because I was just like, but then you said it, and I've had this debate with many people, and we're not going to have it right now, but a little homework for the audience, a little homework for you, and maybe I'll try to do the same. I'm sorry if you're listening to our podcast, you're going to get a little homework to do. I'm sorry. I would like someone, let me look quickly before I eat my words on the number that I throw out here, but I have a pretty hard time naming off the top of my head 15 good Wii games.
15 good games?
I don't...
Next week, I will have a list of 15 games that are better than Wii Sports on the Wii.
Wow.
You know, I'll do you one better. I'll name 20.
Dude, I was gonna say 10. I don't think 20 is possible. I don't think 15
20
is possible.
Absolutely possible.
You could try, but this is gonna turn into a very, very long debate about games being good.
We'll see. We'll see.
There are a few. There are not many, but there are a few. In Guitar Hero, all 8 of them for the Wii. Let's only count one of them.
That's fine. I was even gonna say I'm gonna try to keep to first party games, but if we're gonna let Guitar Hero slide, then that opens a whole can of worms.
What 2,000 games in the library, whatever it is, you could.
Yeah, exactly. You think of 2,000 games in the library, there aren't 20 better than Wii Sports.
No. No.
Here's a spoiler for next week. I'm gonna just reveal one right now. Mario Kart Wii. Just saying. Games exist.
I guess I could give you that. If you're gonna say like, Mario Galaxy, Mario Wii, like that's. I'm looking at my Wii collection. I mean, maybe Punch Out, maybe Super Paper Mario. There are, and honestly, that and Guitar Hero and that Bit Trip. All right, Bit Trip.
Hey, let's save it. Let's save it for the which games are better than Wii Sports podcast episode.
Fine, but I'm just saying I'm at 7 or 8, and I'm really, really just like at the end of the line here. Yeah, there aren't gonna be too many more that are gonna pass out Wii Sports, but that's a spoiler into next week. I always get carried away. I get too passionate, dude. You gotta calm me down, dude.
All right. We'll hold you back.
Thank you. Let me at him, dude. Don't hold me back, dude. Come on.
You want me to do this right now?
No. Yeah, if you want. I don't care. Yeah, if you want. No, we have other stuff to talk about.
Fine. Hold me back because I got like 15 or no. We're done talking about Wii Sports. We're done. It's over.
Nice
Tony,
game.
I'm gonna tip my hat to your challenge. Tip of the hat to you challenging to the listeners and to myself to come up with Wii games that are better than Wii Sports. Not easy to do.
To anyone that accepts my challenge.
I'd also like to tip my hat to Tony again for accomplishing something very special this week. Tony, why don't you tell us what you did this week? That's just, really, really impressive.
Wow, thanks so much. Wow, I don't deserve all these tips. I mean, this isn't about me,
let's be real. Nintendo's not earning them. Somebody's got to get it.
This is about the games. This is about the games of our lives. But this week I got in the top 100 of Mario Golf Super Rush for the Nintendo Switch. For the online world rankings, I actually got to 98th. I took pictures all the way through. I'm not sure if we talked about this last week, but basically the month reset, the ladder and the rankings, and I said, I wonder how hard it is to get high up on the rankings, and I played for like an hour and a half, and I was like in the top 500, I'm like, oh, that's crazy, and I told Bill, and he was like, oh yeah, Japan's like 14 hours ahead, so I actually just, not even on purpose, I played last night when it was already the first of the month over there, and I was in the top 200, and I was like, man, I should have taken more advantage of that, but I really want to see how hard it's going to get. So I took a break for like 2 days. I turned my Switch on. I was like 1,500. And I was like, man, I really enjoy just playing this game. And they got rid of the special shots and they added a time limit. And I'm like, this is a playable game. This is what I want golf to be. I want to see what I could do. And, you go through a game, maybe get 50, 100 points. And then you start getting to like the 500 and starts becoming much less. And by the time you're at the top 400, it's going down like 5 or 6 points a game, and by the time you're at 200 or 300, it's going down like 1 or 2 until the point where you're at like 120, and it's not going down at all until like 2 or 3 games. Then maybe you'll go down like 3 places. But I played it for like 3 days straight. I was having so much fun. I felt so enveloped in a game that in anyone that's listened to the Mario Golf episode knows how passionate I am about it, how much I love it. So maybe it's not a huge feat, and you can't really lose points, so it's all about participation. But if you play better, it kind of expedites your ranking, and I think Just something about having that next to my name, something that is so close to my heart from childhood, one of my favorite games of all time, being able to kind of just have that picture and cement it as proof that I was at one point in the top 100 in the world. That's like insane to me. It means a whole lot to me, and I'm just very happy that I was able to play some good rounds and to get there. And yeah, thanks for the tip. Thank you for bringing that up. That was very nice.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. Proud of you.
Thank you.
I actually have one more tip of the hat, and that is to the Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise DLC. I will say I downloaded it. So here's the thing. I broke. I downloaded the new Nintendo Switch Online Plus because it came with the Happy Home Paradise DLC. I was watching one of my friends play it on Twitch, and I was like, I gotta play this game. So I downloaded Happy Home Paradise. I love the content so far. Being able to design other people's homes is really fun. It's very calming and therapeutic. And there's a whole bunch of new items that you have access to. And there's just a lot of content for you to do. You get to interact with so many more villagers. And I would say that if you own Animal Crossing, it is absolutely worth it to download the Happy Home Paradise DLC. Tony, have you had any experience with Happy Home Paradise, or anybody in your home had experience with Happy Home Paradise?
Yeah, my girlfriend's pretty obsessed with it. She loves it, and it seems like everyone's very happy with how it turned out, and that makes me happy because people that like Animal Crossing deserve to get a good bonus bundle. If you're going to get charged that much money for it, it definitely should be good. And yeah, I'm happy everyone's enjoying it. I'm happy she is. I'm happy you are. And I'm happy to anyone else who is too.
Aww. Any other tips of the hat you got, Tony?
I have a little one, but I'll get to it. We'll get there.
Okay. So it is now time for my favorite segment of the show called Wag of the Finger. This is where we take tip of the hat, flip it on its head, and we say, you done messed up, A.A. Ron. Shout out to A.A. Ron Rodgers for done messing up in a big spot. But anyway, I'm wagging my finger at Nintendo Switch Online Plus, the thing that I just purchased and was tipping the hat to. So this is what I didn't realize. I purchased the NSO Plus because it came with Happy Home Paradise. I learned after the fact that if you stop paying for new Switch Online Plus after like your time to renew is up, you lose the DLC.
What?
Yes. So I need to either continue to pay this DLC money or I will die. So I'm actually extremely unhappy about this. I don't know what to do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it expire, not buy the new Switch Online Plus, but I will I'll rebuy the DLC in September when my thing is up. But I don't think the new Switch Online Plus is worth it. Having experience, the game library is trash. It's got like 4 games, and only 2 of them are in English. Like, it's got Sin and Punishment and some other whack little Attack on Titan looking ass game. And honestly, not a fan. The only game that I'm actually having fun playing is Mario Tennis, because Mario Tennis is a fun video game for the Nintendo 64, but like I don't really even give that much of a hoot or a holler about it. So wagging the finger to New Switch Online Plus for being shady and not having good games, and I'm a sad boy.
Question right here, question.
Yep.
All right, 2-part question. 1, if you buy just the DLC and not the NSO expansion, do you get to keep it?
Yes.
Okay, second part of the question. How is the lag for the online for like tennis and stuff? Or have you played Mario Kart and is it laggy?
So I haven't had any input lag issues. I have not experienced that. I believe it's just certain games that have input lag. I have not played online with people yet, but from the accounts that I've heard, it's not that bad, or like bad at all. Like you
Thank you.
do have some players that are like, they're on Walmart connections, but
Oh,
otherwise, hey, you gotta say it like it is sometimes.
Walmart's a striving business.
No, it's not. I mean, it is, but they're striving for all the wrong reasons. And if you have a Walmart connection, I'm sorry, but that is suboptimal online gaming connection experience. And I'm sorry if that's what you have.
I don't have
but
that.
It makes it a rough experience.
I don't have that, but I will. Never mind. I'll keep my mouth shut today.
Sorry if I just called out everybody who has a Walmart connection or a McDonald's Wi-Fi connection, whatever. Some people do. Some people do.
Some people
all I'm
do.
saying.
Some people
and
do.
Listen, those are the people that are the reason that Smash Online is a hated experience, because if it's basically like owning a lag switch, really.
Yeah, I mean, yep, you're right.
Tony, what are you wagging your finger at?
Dude, this is. Make note. Clip this. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
I don't have any premeditated wags of my fingers.
This might be the first time you've ever gone in to an episode with a positive outlook.
I know.
Although I think we have a couple of wags coming up in a certain segment coming up after this.
Oh yeah. You're not getting through a whole episode without anything. I mean, that's just. I've been putting baseball and not baseball, tennis and boxing on blast. Those are all, wags without just coming straight out and saying they're wags.
Sure.
But yeah, we got some official wags in the a segment that's to come, I think.
Do you want to just jump into it?
I think we should.
All right,
We should. This is the real deal of the episode now. That whole Wii Sports thing was a whole facade.
Yeah, we talked about games over there just so we could talk about this game, honestly. So, last week Mario Party Superstars was released for the Nintendo Switch, and of course Tony and I, being huge fans of Mario Party, both purchased the game, and this past weekend we both played each other in said game. And it was an experience. Tony played as his main, Yoshi. I played as my main, Luigi. And we played on a bottom 2 map in the game, Woody Woods.
Bottom 2?
It's bottom 2. Woody Woods and Peach's Birthday Cake are the 2 worst maps in the game. Horrorland, Spaceland, and Yoshi's Tropical Island are all better.
I think Woody Woods is probably better than Yoshi's Tropical Island.
Fine, we'll call it bottom 3.
I'll take it. But it's not going to be this easy with the Wii talk next week. I'll give you that right now.
That's fair. That's fair. So, Tony, do you want to take the people through our adventure through Mario Party Superstars?
Yes, please. I would love that very much.
Take it away.
All right, everyone. If you're not, driving or doing something where you need your full attention, I would like everyone listening to just take a deep breath, close your eyes, and try to really put yourself in here. So, you're sitting in front of your Nintendo Switch. Someone that you don't know next to you starts hitting you in the head with a hammer, a steel hammer. And then someone else that you've never met before starts throwing nails at you, and all of a sudden the floor from underneath you gives out and you fall into some burning lava, only for a couple seconds, and then to wash out the lava you fall in some acid, and then after the acid phase you wake up. It was all a dream, and you take a deep breath, and I don't know, you're in a weird dimension of Engelbert Humperdinck. It's only his music, but it's all backwards, and everything is all, the pitches change, and it's hard to recognize that it's even him, and there's little little demons, and they have little dagger things, and they're stabbing your feet, and they're going, "Dance, Gypsy, dance!" And you have to dance the entire time. I mean, there's no stopping, otherwise you're just going to keep poking.
That's right. You cannot stop dancing when they start yelling the Dance Gypsy Dance tune.
You can't. And that's basically 20 turns of that. That's basically my experience with how it went.
Not the typical Mario Party experience, but it was a rough situation. For the first 10 turns of this game, Tony and I spent our time... we played against two normal, right?
Normal.
We played against two normal level PCs, and 99% of the time in any other Mario Party, if you're playing against two normal PCs, it's really a 1v1 with two, warm bodies kind of taking up spots. I think that's a fair assessment.
Yes.
Tony and I, for the first 10 turns, spent the entire first 10 turns in the basement. We were both in third and fourth place, losing most of the mini games, getting poor dice rolls, getting poor luck with everything, and at the halfway point, which is when my Switch decided to be a silly boy and disconnect, we were both down bad. It was looking rough for our heroes. Rosalina had like 2 stars and 80 coins. Birdo had like a star and 50. I don't even remember. Was it Birdo and Rosa?
Yeah.
These ladies were kicking our butts. Then we disconnected, and what is nice is if a game disconnects, you can reconnect with the same players online by rejoining. I think that's a really, really nice touch. I think Nintendo did a great job implementing that. Tipping my hat to them for that specific thing going on. However, after halftime, things got weird. Luigi started going on a little bit of a run with mini games. Some incredible luck on a battle mini game that netted me way too many coins, and then was able to steal a star to get into the game. And basically, Tony, God bless him, he put so much effort. He tried so hard. He literally did everything he possibly could have done, outside of, maybe, winning a couple of more mini games, which honestly can go either way in a lot of these Mario parties. So just unlucky. But as far as playing the board, he did everything right and just ended up rolling really unlucky rolls. Just sometimes the Mario Party gods do not shine on you. And boy, did they not shine on you. I feel bad because the computers, up until like turn 18, the computers had a firm hold of the lead. I had a late game push where I was able to like steal 2 stars. I only got like 1 natural star in the game, and the other ones I had to literally steal. And then there was a Bowser Revolution. Things happened. And it was a really weird game. I ended up winning, and Tony ended up not winning.
Goose egg, last place.
But like, on balance, we didn't really play that differently. Like, I think I had a slight edge in a couple of the mini games, and that was the difference. Because for a while, I wasn't rolling well either, and hitting a boo isn't necessarily rolling well. It's just utilizing your 50 coins for a star instead of 20. Yeah, it ended up being probably one of the roughest Mario Party games I've played in a long time, but I am ready to dive back in when you are.
I am too. A few things. One, I am very happy that it saved our game, because we were pretty devastated when it didn't, when we thought it crashed and that was it. And then I looked at my girlfriend and I said, honestly, it was kind of going in the wrong direction for me anyway. Kind of happy we get to start over. Boom, couldn't have been more right, but I'm still happy that it let us pick up, because that's the fair way to play it.
Right.
And you, sir, my partner in this podcast, you're a very humble man. You're a very good man, and you try to not make me feel badly about how it went. But from my side of it, there are no excuses. I mean, we know what Mario Party is. We know that I'm at the point where I care about the minigame star the most, and
True.
it just, besides that, the minigame star, nothing about it was my night. I mean, you're right, we're playing the board the same way. Every chance I get to buy, a triple dice block, I would. I'd roll like an 11. I'd be like, this is crazy. And that starts to wear on you a little bit. And, you edged me out with the button mashing games. I'm like, alright, he clearly has me on those. I won like Sneak and Snore and something for like 2 times the coins. I was like, alright, I got a chance here. But then as the game progressed, it was just bad rolls, and you were just winning games that I thought I was good at, or I was either messing up, or that, and just the flow of the game was just getting like progressively worse and worse, and it just got to a point where I was like, wow, I'm just having like an awful experience right now. And by the end of the game, I was just like I was like just trying to get through it as fast as possible, and not having fun. And I was trying to be very respectful of the game and not like rage quit and be like, yeah, I'll just kill myself in like the mini games and stuff just to make them end quicker. But yeah, I'm always down to play it again. I love it. And yeah, you earned every bit of that win. You won by a landslide, even though at the end, after the Bowser Revolution, I stole a star from you. That was barely making a dent in what you were able to do. And I think if we played 10 times, I'd be happy to win one of them, even though I think realistically it should be 5 and 5. But just my whole thing is, I think if I could win that minigame star a couple times out of 10, I'd be pretty happy with that, just to know that I could. And yeah, but there are some games like what's the Trace Race, where I played that with my other friend a couple days, like 5 times in a row, and I had a lot of practice with a couple games. I think I probably, out of the 25 mini games we played, I probably won like 6, right? 6 or 7, and that's just, those are, even after I knocked you out of one of the games, I got juked by Rosaline. It was just a bad night for your boy. It was just
a rough one. It was a rough one.
It was definitely an irritating night for me, but that is not a deterrent of how I feel about the game. I know what it is, and I still like it, and I plan on trying to level up to 99 and making a cool little tag for my profile, and I just want to enjoy the game. But it's been nothing but Mario Golf for me, really, even though I've played, probably 4 times now, 3 or 4 boards on Mario Party Superstars. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I'm going to be playing it a little bit more pretty soon.
Good. I can't wait, dude.
Yeah, we're due. And I would like to say, we didn't lie last week when we said we would play it next week and tell everyone how we did. We stuck true to our promise and played a game.
Look at that. Look at that.
Wow. You would have never thought a couple, bozos like us would actually tell the truth.
You wouldn't think it, but here we are.
We did it. It was very aggravating and unpleasant, but yeah, well, we did it. But we did it for you guys, mostly, not for us at all, or a rivalry or friendship or anything like that.
Definitely not for us.
No, never.
Here we are, playing the games of our lives, and we've been playing other games besides Mario Party, I will say. At least I'm speaking for myself. Tony, what games besides Mario Party have you been playing?
Just golf, honestly. Just a lot of golfing, and
nice.
That's all I got, and I have a pretty big update, but I'd rather hear about what you've been playing first.
Okay. Well, what I've been playing, aside from Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise, I've been playing mostly on my YouTube and Twitch channels. You can follow the YouTube or Twitch at Bill the Fajita. On Twitch, I just finished playing the Ocarina of Time. And that was a really fun time. I haven't played the game in probably 15 years, so it was kind of nice to just get back into it and go through it. But other than that, I've been playing 2 Pokemon games. I've been playing Let's Plays on my YouTube channel. I've been playing Pokemon Ultra Sun, which is the only mainline Pokemon game that I haven't fully played, so it's been nice
Wow.
to go through that.
Wow.
And my buddy and I have been playing a ROM hack called Pokemon Radical Red,
Ooh.
which is a ROM hack of Pokemon Fire Red, and it's basically a hard mode of the game with some extra characters. It's got Pokemon from all 8 generations available in the game. Yeah, it's kind of wild. So, like, for example,
insane.
we have a Galarian Sandshrew on our team right now.
That sounds insane.
But I will say, like, the game is hard enough. So we fought Brock recently, and literally the battle went down to last Pokemon last hit. Both Pokemon were in the red, and it was like a prayer to win. It, like, usually Brock is an easy boy to beat, but not today.
That sounds fun. What do you think? Here's one. What do you like more out of those two, Ultra Sun or the ROM hack Fire Red?
You know what, they offer two different things. I like Ultra Sun. I'm actually liking Ultra Sun a lot more than I liked Sun.
Okay.
I played Pokemon Sun, was really underwhelmed. I thought the story wasn't great, but so far Ultra Sun has been kind of nice to go through.
Oh, good.
And then Radical Red it's just so different that I'm like, I love the fresh Pokemon experience.
That sounds amazing, actually. Just you describing it as that, because Fire Red's probably my favorite Pokemon game, I want to say. One of them. Definitely top 3, but probably the one I've played the most. But to play in that region with, like, just a new experience, it sounds really, really good.
It's been really fun so far.
Wow.
We got anything else? What other games we've been playing?
It's not what I've been playing, but it's what I plan on playing because...
Oh?
Because
do we have an announcement on our hands?
I think we have a announcement on our hands. I got a capture card and I'm gonna start streaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony is coming to Twitch.
What's up?
Do you have a Twitch handle yet?
I do, yeah. I made one a while ago because I was actually streaming Pokemon Showdown, which was very easy to do. So I think I streamed that like once or twice, but that was before I got better internet, and it was not that good. It was only a couple times. But to answer your question, yes, I'm pretty sure it's the Poke Rapper, just like my Instagram and my YouTube and my TikTok. Everything is the Poke Rapper, and I'm gonna keep that handle, and I'm gonna try to. I have to figure out how to promote everything properly because Instagram seems like it's dying, but that's what I like the most, and I don't know how to implement Twitch on TikTok but with certain moments from the streams. But I'm just excited to play some games, and for some reason I like recording stuff about my life. I feel like I'm special, or that my little weird achievements and the things that I love mean something. So like to have myself, the first game I think I'm going to play, and before this is going to happen, by the time you guys hear this episode, I'm going to make an Instagram post about it. Hopefully you see it, and if you're listening to this episode and you did see it, you'll be like, oh my god, wow, I'm like from the future, I saw his post, all this. And I think I'm going to start with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Switch. I just want to...
Oh, nice.
I want to just play some Mario Kart and just talk it out and vibe and see what the Twitch experience is like. And I'm very excited to do that. I have very little expectations. I don't want to get too enveloped in it or ingratiate myself to a point of, setting the bar too high. I just want to, maybe chat a little bit, show people that I'm, a big fan of Mario Kart and Mario Golf and stuff. And I think hopefully it's a good experience for me, and I'm just happy to be able to record myself playing some games that I love and put them on YouTube eventually and be like, yeah, look, I was, at the end of the day, I was pretty nice at Mario Kart, in a couple games, and I think that means a lot to me, so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I cannot wait to catch one of your streams.
Wow, thank you. It will be an honor to have you there.
And it'll be an honor to hopefully have some of our listeners there. That would be great as well.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, I'm going to post stuff on Instagram, and probably not too much. I don't know. I don't want to start posting all the time. Oh, I'm streaming. If I was going to do that, I'd be posting more about our podcast, because that's something that I love doing. so much. And I'm kind of a quiet boy on the DL, but I'm very happy that we do this. And yeah, sometimes I just like doing stuff for the love of it, and I hope anyone that listens really enjoys it, and anyone that watches the upcoming streams really enjoys it, and hopefully we just keep getting bigger and bigger, right?
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Having more
to the
fun.
moon, to the moon, my man.
I'll tip to that, whatever little water I have left in my glass.
Well, I want to thank you all for listening to this episode of the podcast. We really love making these each and every week, and it's been such a fun experience. Folks, if you want to communicate with us, you can follow us on our Twitter or our Instagram and even our YouTube. We are open to any and all love that you can give us. You can follow Tony at the Poker Rapper. He's on Twitter, he's on TikTok, he's on YouTube, he's on Twitch now.
Hey, I'm actually not on Twitter, but that's okay. I'll make one right now for this occasion.
I'm lying, he's not on Twitter. He's on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch, baby, and Instagram. Don't you forget about that Instagram. And then you can follow myself. I meant to say Instagram, not Twitter, and that's what happened.
Wag of the finger.
Wag of the finger to my slip of the tongue. And you can follow me at Bill the Fajita on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. Can't wait to talk next week. And Tony, sign off for us, man.
Bro, I take the wag of the finger back. You were complimenting me so much this episode. Nothing but tips of the hat to my partner, Bill. Shout out to you. I love you, brother. And everyone dislike this episode on YouTube. Don't forget, please, to help us out for science. I love you all. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you next week. Play some good games this week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.